Man, let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. I was down, way down. Broke doesn't even begin to cover it. I'm talking about checking my bank account and seeing dust bunnies. Literally, almost nothing. Every bill felt like a punch to the gut, rent was looming, and my fridge looked like a ghost town. It was a tough spot. I felt like I was drowning and there was no lifeguard in sight. The stress was insane, a constant weight on my shoulders making it hard to sleep, hard to think, hard to even breathe sometimes. This wasn't just a bad month, this was a crisis. I remember staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. so many nights, wondering how I got there, what went wrong. I had dreams, big dreams, but the reality was a slap in the face, a cold, hard slap. I was working a dead-end job that barely paid enough to exist, let alone live. There was zero passion, zero excitement. Just the tick-tock of the clock, day in, day out, leading nowhere fast. I knew something had to change, drastically. I couldn't keep living like that, waiting for a miracle that wasn't coming. The desperation was real, a gnawing feeling in my stomach. This feeling, this rock bottom, it became my fuel. It was painful, absolutely, but pain can be a powerful motivator if you let it. I decided right then and there, no more excuses, no more feeling sorry for myself. It was time to fight back, time to find a way out. I didn't know how yet, but the why was crystal clear. I needed to survive, and then I needed to thrive. I was hungry for a change, not just for money, but for a sense of purpose, a sense of control over my own damn life. This wasn't just about paying bills, it was about reclaiming my future. So, I started searching. Obsessively. I scoured the internet, looking for opportunities, anything. I was willing to try almost anything that was legitimate and had potential. I read articles, watched videos, listened to podcasts. I was a sponge, soaking up information. I knew the traditional path wasn't cutting it for me. I needed something new, something innovative, something that could leverage the changing world, and let me tell you, the world is always changing. You either adapt, or you get left behind. I chose to adapt. I chose to hustle. Then boom, it hit me. I kept seeing stuff about AI, artificial intelligence, specifically this thing called ChatGPT. At first I was skeptical. Robots writing? Sounded like something out of a sci-fi movie. But the more I looked into it, the more I saw potential. People were talking about using it for all sorts of things, writing emails, coding, brainstorming ideas, and then the big one content creation, blog posts, articles, social media updates. The demand for content online is insane. Every business, every entrepreneur, everyone needs content. It's the lifeblood of the internet. I realized something huge. Businesses, big and small, were desperate for good content. They needed it to attract customers, to build their brand, to stay relevant. But here's the kicker. A lot of them didn't have the time, or sometimes even the skill, to create it themselves. Or they couldn't afford expensive writers and agencies. This was a gap, a massive gaping hole in the market. And I thought, maybe, just maybe, I could fill it. Maybe this ChatGPT thing could be my secret weapon, the tool that could level the playing field for someone like me. Someone starting from scratch, so I dived headfirst into ChatGPT. I started playing with it, testing it out, asking it questions, giving it prompts, and honestly, my mind was blown. The speed, the quality, it wasn't perfect, not by a long shot. Sometimes the output was a bit generic, a bit robotic, but the foundation it provided was incredible. It could generate a draft, an outline, a whole bunch of ideas in seconds. Work that would have taken me hours or even days to do on my own. This wasn't just a tool, it was a force multiplier. It was leverage. I saw the path. I could use ChatGPT to generate the bulk of the content, the raw material. Then I could use my human brain, my creativity, my understanding of what makes good writing, to refine it, to polish it, to make it unique and valuable. This wasn't about just copying and pasting. No way. That's lazy, and it doesn't work. This was about smart collaboration, man and machine working together. This realization was the spark that lit the fire. I knew I was onto something big, something that could actually change my financial situation. I didn't just want to use ChatGPT, I wanted to master it. I needed a system, a repeatable process that could turn AI-generated text into pure gold for clients. So, I started experimenting. My system wasn't about replacing human creativity, it was about enhancing it. Think of ChatGPT as an incredibly fast, incredibly knowledgeable research assistant and first draft writer. It lays the groundwork. It does the heavy lifting of getting words on the page, but the magic, the real value, comes from the human touch. My touch. Your touch if you follow this. First, the prompt is everything. Garbage in, garbage out. That's true for any tool, and it's super true for AI. I learned to craft detailed, specific prompts. I didn't just say write a blog post about marketing, no. I'd say write a 500-word blog post for a small coffee shop owner, focusing on 3 low-cost social media marketing strategies to attract local customers, with a friendly and approachable tone. See the difference? Specificity is key. The more guidance you give the AI, the better the initial output will be, saving you tons of editing time later. Next came the crucial human editing phase. This is where the real work, the value add, happens. I'd take the AI's draft and rip it apart. Not literally, but I'd scrutinize every sentence. Does it flow well? Is the tone right? Is it engaging? Does it sound like a human wrote it? I'd add personal insights, anecdotes, specific examples that the AI couldn't possibly know. I'd inject personality. I'd fact-check everything because AI can sometimes make stuff up. This step is non-negotiable. It's what separates the pros from the amateurs who just copy-paste. Finally, I focused on structure and formatting. A wall of text scares readers away. So, I'd break things up. Short paragraphs, clear headings and subheadings, bullet points, maybe even a relevant image suggestion. I made sure the content was easy to read, easy to scan, and easy to digest. This meticulous process, this AI-human hybrid model, became my signature. It allowed me to produce high-quality content fast. And clients, they loved it. They didn't care how the sausage was made as long as it tasted good. And my content, it was delicious. Okay, so I had a plan, I had a tool, I had a system. Now what? I needed clients, I needed to get paid. That's where platforms like Upwork came in. Freelancing sites are amazing. They are marketplaces connecting people who need services with people who can provide them. It's like a giant virtual job fair, open 24/7. For someone like me, starting with 0 industry connections and a non-existent portfolio, Upwork was a godsend. It leveled the playing field. It gave me a shot, a real shot at building something. Creating my Upwork profile was my first big step. I didn't just slap something together, no. I treated it like my personal sales page. Because that's exactly what it is. I used a professional photo. I wrote a compelling headline that clearly stated what I offered, high-quality content writing, supercharged by AI. I filled out every section of the profile with care. I highlighted the benefits I could bring to clients: fast turnaround, engaging content, reliable service. I was selling myself, my skills, and my new AI-powered system. Confidence, even if you have to fake it a bit at first, is key. Then came the proposals. This is where the hustle really kicks in. You can't just send generic copy-pasted proposals. Clients can smell that a mile away. I read each job description carefully, super carefully. I addressed the client's specific needs. I explained how my AI-assisted process could deliver exactly what they were looking for, often faster and more affordably than they expected. I even offered to do a small, cheap test piece for some of my first few gigs to build trust and get those crucial first reviews. It's about reducing their risk. Getting those first few jobs was tough, I won't lie, there's a lot of competition. But I was persistent. I sent out tailored proposals every single day. I tweaked my profile, I learned from rejections, and then it happened. My first gig, it wasn't for much money, but it felt like $1 million. That first positive review, pure gold. It was social proof. It showed other potential clients that I could deliver. From there, it started to snowball. More jobs, better paying jobs, more positive reviews. My Upwork empire was beginning to take shape, one project at a time. Section 5. Prompt magic, turning AI words into client wins. Let's talk prompts. Because if you're going to use ChatGPT or any AI writer, your prompts are your magic wands. Seriously, a weak, vague prompt gets you weak, vague content. But a killer prompt? That's how you get AI to do the heavy lifting and produce something truly useful. Something that forms a solid base for your human genius to build upon. I spent a lot of time learning the art of the prompt. It's a skill in itself. And it's a skill anyone can learn with a bit of practice and thought. You don't need to be a tech wizard. For example, a client needs a blog post about time management for busy entrepreneurs. A bad prompt. Write about time management. Useless. A good prompt. Generate a 700-word blog post titled, "Time is Money. 5 Actionable Time Management Hacks for Overwhelmed Entrepreneurs." The tone should be motivational and practical. Include sections on prioritization like the Eisenhower Matrix, delegation, minimizing distractions, using productivity tools. Mention 1 or 2 examples like Asana or Trello, and the importance of breaks. Target audience is solo founders and small business owners. Include a call to action encouraging readers to implement 1 hack this week. See the difference? Detail. Then comes the refinement. ChatGPT might give you a solid first draft based on that killer prompt, but it's still a draft. My process involved several passes. First, I'd read it for overall sense and flow. Does it answer the prompt fully? Is it coherent? Then I'd go deeper. I'd look for repetitive phrases, awkward sentences, or jargon that needed simplification. I'd inject more personality. If the AI used a generic example, I'd try to replace it with something more specific or relatable. I'd make sure the voice matched the client's brand, which is super important. Here's another example. Client wants social media posts for a new eco-friendly water bottle. AI might spit out, "Buy our new water bottle, it's good for the planet." Blah. My refined version, after prompting for benefits and target audience pain points, tired of single-use plastic, our new HydroFlow bottle keeps drinks cold for 24 hours and helps save marine life. Sip sustainably. #eco-friendly, #reusable, #hydrate for good. I'd also ensure variety, asking questions, sharing facts, using emojis. The AI gives you clay. You are the sculptor. You shape it into something valuable, something that gets results for your clients. Section 6. The grind challenges I crushed along the way. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, okay? Let's be real. This journey to $100 a day had its bumps. Plenty of them. One of the first challenges was just believing in myself. Imposter syndrome is a beast. I kept thinking, can I really do this? Am I good enough? Who am I to charge for this? Especially when I was just starting out with no track record. I had to constantly push those negative thoughts aside and focus on taking action. Every small win, every completed task, helped build that confidence. But it was a daily battle at first. Then there was the learning curve with ChatGPT itself. While it's user-friendly, getting truly great results takes practice. My first few outputs were, well, not great. They were generic, sometimes a bit weird. I had to learn how to phrase my prompts just right. I had to learn its quirks, its limitations. There were times I got frustrated thinking maybe this AI thing wasn't for me, but I stuck with it. I experimented, I read guides, I watched tutorials. Persistence, people. It's not about being the smartest, it's about being the most persistent. Dealing with clients also had its learning moments. Not every client is easy. Some have vague expectations, some change their minds a lot, some are slow to respond. I learned the importance of clear communication from the very beginning. Setting expectations up front about deliverables, revisions, and timelines saved me so much headache later on. I also learned not to take criticism personally. Feedback, even when it stings a little, is an opportunity to improve. I developed a thicker skin and focused on delivering value, even when it was tough. And let's not forget time management. When you're your own boss, especially when you're juggling multiple client projects, it's easy to get overwhelmed or procrastinate. I had to get disciplined. I started using a planner, setting daily goals, and batching similar tasks. I learned to say no to projects that weren't a good fit or paid too little. It was about working smarter, not just harder. Overcoming these challenges wasn't easy, but every single one taught me something valuable. They made me stronger, smarter, and more resilient. That's the grind. Embrace it. Section 7. Real results, happy clients, fuller wallet. Let me tell you, there's no better feeling than a happy client. Seriously. It's not just about the money, though that's obviously great. It's about the validation. It's knowing you delivered real value, solved a problem, and helped someone achieve their goals. When clients send those messages saying, "This is exactly what I wanted," or "You saved me so much time," that's pure fuel. That's what keeps you going. And guess what? Happy clients lead to more work. They come back. They refer you to others. It's a beautiful cycle. I remember one of my early clients, a small bakery owner named Sarah. She was struggling to get noticed online. She needed blog posts and social media content but had no time. I used my AI hybrid system to create a content calendar and a batch of engaging posts for her. Within a month, she told me her website traffic was up and she was getting more online orders. She was ecstatic. That success story, her genuine happiness, meant the world to me. It proved my system worked. It proved could do this. Another client, a tech startup, needed a series of articles explaining their complex software in simple terms. The AI helped generate the technical framework, and I focused on making it accessible and engaging for non-techie readers. They were blown away by the clarity and speed. They became a regular client, and the steady income from them was a game changer for me. It wasn't just about one-off gigs anymore. I was building real, ongoing client relationships. This stability was something I had craved for so long. My wallet definitely started feeling fuller. And the testimonials. Those little snippets of praise are marketing gold. I made sure to ask every happy client for a quick review or testimonial. I put these on my Upwork profile on my eventual personal website. They build trust like nothing else. When potential clients see that others have had a great experience working with you, it makes their decision to hire you so much easier. It's social proof in action. These success stories weren't just good for my ego, they were essential for growing my business and hitting that $100 a day mark and then pushing beyond it. Section 8. It's your time. Seize this opportunity now. Listen up, because this is important. What I did, you can do it too. Seriously, there's nothing magical about me. I wasn't born with special skills. I didn't have a fancy degree in writing or marketing. I was broke, remember? Desperate. What I had was a problem, and I found a solution by leveraging a new tool and putting in the work. The opportunity with AI-assisted content creation is massive. Right now, today. This isn't some far-off future thing, it's happening as we speak. And you can be a part of it. You don't need years of experience, you don't need a ton of money to start. ChatGPT has a free version that's incredibly powerful. Platforms like Upwork are free to join. Your biggest investment? It's your time and your willingness to learn and hustle. That's it. If you can write a decent email, if you have common sense, if you're willing to put in the effort to learn how to prompt AI effectively and then refine its output, you have what it takes. Stop overthinking it. Stop doubting yourself. The barrier to entry has never been lower. Think about it. Businesses everywhere are crying out for content. Blog posts, articles, social media updates, website copy, email newsletters. The list goes on and on. They need it constantly. And many of them are looking for affordable, reliable solutions. That's where you come in. With AI as your assistant, you can produce content faster and more efficiently than ever before. This allows you to offer competitive rates while still making good money. It's a win-win, a true game changer for aspiring freelancers. So what are you waiting for? For permission? You don't need it. For the perfect moment? It doesn't exist. The perfect moment is now. The tools are here. The demand is here. The only missing ingredient is you taking action. Stop consuming, start creating. Stop dreaming, start doing. This isn't just about making $100 a day, though that's a fantastic goal. It's about taking control of your financial future. It's about building something for yourself. It's about freedom. The opportunity is staring you right in the face. Grab it. Section 9, final push, stop thinking, start doing. Alright, we've covered a lot. My journey from zero to hero, or at least from broke to making a decent living. We've talked about ChatGPT, about Upwork, about the system, the prompts, the challenges. You've seen that it's possible. Not just possible, but very doable. If I can do it, starting from where I was, then believe me, you absolutely can too. There's no secret society here. There's no magic formula that only a chosen few possess. It's about execution, pure and simple. The biggest mistake I see people make, they get stuck in learning mode forever. They read endless articles, watch countless videos, buy all the courses, but they never actually anything. Information overload leads to paralysis. Don't let that be you. Learning is great, essential even. But there comes a point where you just have to jump in and start swimming. You'll learn more by doing, by making mistakes, by getting actual feedback from actual clients than you ever will from just consuming content passively. Action is the greatest teacher. So, what's your first step? It doesn't have to be huge. Open up ChatGPT, play with it, write your first prompt. Go to Upwork or another freelance site and create a profile. Just start. That's the most important word, start. Don't aim for perfection right out of the gate. Your first profile won't be perfect. Your first proposal might get rejected. Your first AI-assisted article might need a ton of editing. So what? That's part of the process. Embrace the messiness of starting. Every expert was once a beginner. This isn't just a trend. AI is here to stay, and it's changing how we work. You can either be scared of it or you can leverage it. I chose to leverage it, and it changed my life. It gave me a skill, an income, and a sense of empowerment I hadn't felt in a long, long time. You have that same opportunity right now, today. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Take that first step, then the next, and then the next. You got this. Now go out there and crush it.